Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator and welcome to St. Bart's Airport in the beautiful island chains that are a part of St. Martin. We're going to be taking that nice Twin Otter down there out for a made-up flight route that I had. It might be some sort of real-world flight route, but I made it up. So it's going to be a fictitious route. We're going to fly over to the island of St. Martin, not to St. Martin Princess Juliana Airport, but to the island of St. Martin, out of St. Bart's here, and then we will fly onto one other island chain airport and then make our final arrival back into St. Bart's for that challenging runway 10 approach that is so famous, coming down that steep slope there. So let's get our passengers loaded up on the Twin Otter and get underway. Alrighty, and passengers aboard the Twin Otter, let's go ahead and take our gust lock off, although it is quite gusty out there today. You can see our aircraft rocking in the breeze. Have to take a look at the relative winds once we get started up here. Let's go ahead and go battery and master. The good old Twin Otter is always an interesting aircraft to get started, just because of the differential in noise. Actually, let's go off on the de-icer. We won't be needing that. Alright, emergency lights are set to arm. We'll leave those off for now. Anti-collision position, no smoking and fasten seatbelt sign is on. Let's test our caution lights. Looking good there. Alright, let's go for a start. Let's push the props to full. And then I'm going to do a party trick with the mixture here. Just because it... there we go. Doesn't always cooperate with my HOTAS binds. I've only got one bind for the mixture, and I want to be able to control engines individually. Let's go number 1 first. Helps if I've got fuel. Let's abort that start. I forgot fuel. Let's turn on the fan vent too, just to get some cooling air on the situation. So I need forward and aft boost. Do I have... No. Okay. So decent fuel quantity. Okay, now let's go for that startup. God, the starter is so loud in this airplane, isn't it? Alright, left engine. Okay, good light off. Starter is off. RPM still coming up. Prop RPM coming up. Oil pressure is in the green. Oil temperature is indicating. And we're green for the engine RPMs. Let's throw on our left-hand generator, get some power on board, and we'll repeat the same process for the right engine. And prop RPM coming up. Engine RPM stabilized. ITT is just below the green. Oil pressure is in the green. Oil temp is indicating. It's like 2 successful starts. Do a quick generator reset on 1 and 2. Bleed air left and right can come on. Let's throw on the strobe lights. And do we need anything else up here? We're going to leave the passenger lighting off for now. I don't think we need any overhead lighting either, so we'll shut those both off, since it is broad daylight today. For now, at least. FDR can come on. We're now in stable condition. We'll open that RAM airport as well. Yaw damper can come on. Let's do a flight controls check to make sure they're free and correct. Excellent. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get our flight plan set, and I will catch back up with you guys once we're ready to taxi. Alright, flight plan for the most part set. We're going to cruise over to St. Martin at about 5,500 today. We do have a slight westerly heading, so maybe let's roll that up to 6,500. There. And we'll throw on the taxi lights and dump the park brake, and we're going to immediately crank out to the left here. Obviously, it's pretty tight quarters. Add a little bit of right engine power. See what this gigantic, oversized for this airport tug wants to do here. Thank you, GSX. Looks like he's going to stay put, so we'll keep moving here. We are going to be departing runway 10. There's really nothing we can do about it, so you can see the windsock up there. It looks like we're going to have a mild crosswind, but it is really, really whipping up there, so... Lots of nice GA aircraft parked over there. All of them default, I believe. Scooter or two mixed in. Strobe lights are already on. We'll throw on the landing lights. We're going to leave the taxi light on. We'll go 10 degrees of flaps. So turn it on to runway 10 here. And we're going to do a standing takeoff. You guys know I love standing takeoffs, and with the short runway here at St. Bart's, it's not going to hurt. Granted, we're in a Twin Otter, which has an incredibly short takeoff roll, but it's not going to hurt anything standing on the brakes for a little bit. Let's run them up. Alright. Pneumatic pressure light has extinguished. Prop RPM is at 100%. N2 is at 80. Let's go off brakes and increase N2 near 100. Airspeed is alive. There's 70 knots. 80. Start pulling back. Real gentle on the stick, or yoke rather. Airborne with the St. Bart's coastline. Look at that jet ski. Did you guys see that? It's awesome. Let's get the flaps retracting. Already making my enunciator angry. We'll roll the props back just a little bit. Nice steady climb out of here. Autopilot on. Let's go heading hold. Let's set a vertical speed of 1,200 feet per minute. And I gotta check to see what course our GPS 330. 330. Set. No, there isn't. There we go, flight plan. Alright, per usual, we will take a look outside, see what's going on out there. Nothing to report, just an uneventful takeoff. We'll ditch the taxi light, ditch the landing lights as well. Maybe just make out the, nope, it's behind the mountain. There's a terminal for St. Bart's just there in the distance. Right there. And we're headed out to St. Martin, not too far away. So I will check back in with you guys once we're a little bit closer to our destination. Shouldn't be too long of a flight for us. Alright, making our way past St. Martin now. You can see Princess Juliana there in the distance. And our our second stop of the day is just below those mountains there, but we'll take a look at both of them once we get a little bit closer, and maybe we'll try and do a fly out over Princess Juliana as we approach. We'll have to see what the airspace is like. But just up ahead, you can kind of make out our destination airport there. We're cruising happy now at 4,500 feet. I'm probably going to roll our throttles back a little bit. I was going to say props, not the props. Roll the throttles back a little bit, and we'll start a steady, slow descent down to 2,500 at 500 feet per minute. That should get us a nice, steady, easy descent. As we make our way across the beautiful, beautiful Atlantic Ocean. That's where we're going next. The name of that airport escapes me, but it is part of the same island chain as St. Martin, so shouldn't be too much longer till our first stop. Alright, we're arriving a little bit higher than I expected, so I'm actually going to go ahead and we'll ditch the autopilot for now, and we'll hand fly the rest of the way. Winds are currently 85 degrees at 20 knots, so that gives us our anticipated runway heading. Let's set the engines back to idle. What's our VFE for our first notch of flaps? Is that up here? It is not. Where are you, Plaque? You're around here somewhere. You on this door? Not on this door. Well, I guess we'll just play it safe and wait for the flap arc. I know there is... It's the compass cal. It's our altitude alert for 2,000. We've about 1,000 foot per minute descent rate going. Circle right. I think there's our airport there. Throw on that first notch of flaps. Start trimming the airplane too. The notch of flaps, add a little power. Third notch of flaps, a little more power. Relatively high right now, but that's nothing we can't fix. Let's go 35 degrees of flaps now. Nope, I guess we're going for the full 40. Never mind. Okay, I don't even know what amount of flaps is that? Like 37? Who knows? It's enough to get us in. We don't need 40 degrees, so we'll leave that last detent for coming into St. Bart's. Let's add some power. So we are still sinking at about 1,000 feet per minute. A little low on the Pappy now, or high before, very low on the Pappy. That's a rough touch. Bounce. There's another touch. All three down, into beta. Yeah, that's just nice and pulled up. Come out of beta. Flaps can come up. Landing lights off. And we're going to rock up to the terminal right there. Looks like some interesting American Airlines ERJs. Funny enough, American Eagle ERJs. Reminds me, I want to get back in the Flight Sim Studio ERJ 175. I heard that airplane had a recent update, and it's very good now. I thought it was good before, but a lot of folks didn't, and that's okay. But I hear it's even better now, so maybe that'll be a future video to come. Otherwise, a relatively empty-looking terminal, just those two ERJs, lone fuel truck, catering truck, and again an oversized tug, courtesy of GSX. Let's go for stand 2. I obviously don't want to pull up to the fuel there. No, Mr. Fuel Truck, stay there. Stay there. Yeah, we'll come in once sooner because he looks like he's inching towards us. Alright. Gentle application of the brakes. That wasn't so gentle. So we're going to do a simulated hot departure here. We're going to keep our right-hand engine running because there's no doors or anything over there. We're going to bring the left engine into feather and shut down. And that will allow passengers to exit. And seatbelts can come off, so can no smoking. We'll let those guys disembark. We'll let the new passengers come aboard and start back up and then get back underway. Alrighty, with our second wave of passengers back on board, let's go ahead and start up engine number 2 again. Just give the controls a wiggle. I'm going the wrong way. I was. And another quick wiggle. Here we go. And we will relight the left engine. Obviously, in a normal turboprop situation, you would not introduce fuel before you get to rotation, but this is Flight Sim. Alright, left engine is started once again. And we'll get our heading bug set roughly in the correct direction. 161. That's roughly 161 there, hey? One more, 161. Alright, wind is 062 at 17. Variable. So keep that in mind as we taxi out here. Let's bring our trim back into center. And let's get our rudder trim set to take off as well. Alright. Taxi lights. We need to reconfigure the left motor because we shut off the generator and the bleed. Good, annunciator panel is all just pneumatic pressure. Let's go park brake off, and we're actually going to reverse thrust out here. I don't get to see power backing much nowadays. I can vaguely remember it growing up as a kid. Vaguely. DC-9s primarily. I think the Boeing 717, if there's any still out there in operation, I'm sure there's some still out there somewhere. I would imagine that can still do a powered pushback. Obviously, your turboprops and not. I actually have a video out on the channel where I got to power back a King Air C90 back in the days when I was in AMT school. It's on the channel. I think the title's like King Air A90 Startup and Taxi Cockpit View or something, because I've got an external video that I did that in my opinion is not nearly as cool as the cockpit video, which is much cooler. Alright, on a back taxi now. Yeah, altitude hold set for 3,500. Follow that pretty closely, being on that easterly heading. And I think this touchdown marker here will be good enough for us. We're going to do no flaps. We won't need them. There's plenty of runway here. If an ERJ can get in and out of here, we definitely can at minimum runway length. So come out to the right a little bit. And we'll start our turnaround. Love how tight the turning circle is on the Twin Otter. Look at that. Alright, not going to do a brake stand or anything. We'll just slowly add our power. Engine RPM's at 100, prop RPM's at 100, EGT's in the green, airspeed is coming alive. We're going to give a little bit of left aileron just to keep us level, and look at that. She already wants to fly, and just like that, we're airborne in the Twin Otter. Start making that right-hand turn out to 161 degrees. We're in a Twin Otter. Of course, we're going to have a steep bank angle. Alright, we'll overcorrect a little bit now. Let's get back on our magenta line. Very short flight. This one we can probably actually do in real time. Landing and taxi lights off as we're clear from the airport. Get the airplane trimmed out for a short hop over to airport stop number 2. Well, that's not what I wanted to do at all. It's kind of what I wanted to do, not really. Where are you? Tango Foxtrot, Foxtrot, Golf. That is where we're headed. Assuming winds are going to be the same. So we'll set up for a westerly approach, or east heading approach rather. Altitude alert, letting us know we're getting close to 3,500. I don't even think we'll get there before our initial setup. So there is Tango Foxtrot, Foxtrot, Golf right down there. We'll just make it out behind that mountain. Let's go landing and taxi lights on. Let's start rolling power back just like that. Didn't even quite make it to our cruise altitude, but I prefer to have extra altitude in case we have an engine anomaly or something like that. So we'll actually come fully back on the power here. Crank out a little bit further to the west. Start our descent here. That first notch of flaps in. Kind of a interesting conundrum. So as you come through 10 and 20 degrees of flaps, usually the aircraft is at a speed where you have to keep considerable back pressure on your yoke. But then as you come through near 30, the aircraft becomes more buoyant and you have to add forward yoke. So I usually just kind of fight it through 10 and 20 degrees, and then as I come to 30, just trim it down a little bit. Alright, enunciator panel, just that low pneumatic pressure, that's fine. We'll stay set at 30. Guess I rated descent a little bit more. I'm going to rest it down to 1,000 once we're squared off here for the final. Roll power back a little bit. Well, maybe we won't rest to 1,000. Maybe we'll just keep cruising at 2,000 feet per minute. Yes, we will. That's fine. Alright, wind shack. Looks like a moderate crosswind into runway 12. Ever so slight headwind, so we are going to favor this. Expecting sharpish winds as we come off of the mountain. There are sharpish winds coming off of the mountain as we cross it, so I'm going to add a little bit of power. In a good standing. There is a airport truck on the runway. We're going to go around. Guess this is what happens when you don't talk to ATC. But ATC is a bit annoying in flight sims, so we'll do a short base to final. A little bit of pattern work. Never hurt anybody. There's that lovely, lovely chop coming off the mountains. Should straighten out here once we get clear of them. Still flying coordinated somehow. Feel like our turn and slip might be broken. I don't feel like I'm flying coordinated, but it says that I am. Alright, set again to 30 degrees. Funny enough, now I'm a little bit too high in my seat to see where we're going. There she is. A lot of new aircraft coming to the simulator that I'm excited for, especially that high study level SR-71. I hear that's one of the hardest aircraft to fly, and I look forward to struggling through it as much as I'm sure a lot of you guys do, so that's always a welcome challenge. Not a whole lot of X-Plane news that I'm aware of. DCS, we're still waiting on Razbam's F-15E Strike Eagle. The pre-order's been out for a little bit on the Eagle Dynamics store. Nothing on the Steam shop yet. I don't think Steam will get a pre-order, if I'm being honest. But that's just me speculating. Lots of cool new stuff coming to almost all the flight sims. I swear to God, fire truck, get off of the runway. There you go. Not going around again. Still got that crosswind. It's nothing we can't fight. And another vehicle rolls out in front of us. What are you this time? A catering truck? It's fine. We'll stop before we hit him. A lot of left aileron there. Alright, truck boy, I need you to move. Need you to move. You're holding up my process. Okay, screw you. We will turn around. Pretty sure I still hit him with my wing. Yeah, maybe. You don't have any proof. Let's hit him with a prop wash. Yeah, that'll show you. That'll show you to pull out on an active runway. Even though you probably had ATC permission to do such. And we didn't. Real nice looking AS350 pair there. One in the hangar, one out on the ramp. I would imagine this region of the world does get a lot of helicopter traffic. It's probably the most efficient way to get around, if I'm being honest. Look at the people in the terminal waving at us. Hi! Alright, let's go for stand 1A. So that's got the coolest stuff. Should we go for stand? No, we'll go for stand 1A. 1A it is. Decided that quickly. Definitely like the overhaul scene here. I can't remember if this is a pay-worth scenery that I'm running or if it is a, yeah, this, okay, so this was a combo scenery. St. Martin is the one I was after, and it happened to include Foxtrot, Foxtrot Golf as well. I'm at like half throttle right now, and the Twin Otter is just not seeming to want to move. Alright, no instructions from that marshaller. I guess he's not directly tied in with Flight Sim, so I can't really blame him. But that's us parked up. Stop number 2, we'll get those very, very, very aggressive waving people at each other. Is that just a mirror? I feel like that's just a... Yeah, it is just a mirror. It's the same people doing the exact same things. Okay, well, anyway. We'll get our passengers off-boarded and onloaded and get off to stop, I think, number 3 and final. I think St. Bart's is our final stop of the day. Yeah, back to Foxtrot, Foxtrot Golf. So, we'll be back with that in just a bit. Okay, loaded up, ready for our next trip, or final trip, rather, out to St. Bart's. We'll do another power back just because I like it. See if we can get a little better precision on our stop this time. That should be good there. Some interesting airplanes over there. Looks like a Vans. Is that a generic? I thought I turned off generics. I don't know. And then some poor quality fire trucks, including one clipping through a building. I paid money for this. Alright, throttle's coming up. Come on. Is it because your nose wheel's stuck? Come on, you can do it. There you go. Even that AS350 model is not the best. It's not bad by any extent of the imagination. Oh, am I supposed to follow the... I'm making a video. We're not doing that. That would make sense, though. So then you have, like, sort of a traffic flow, for lack of a better term. Inbound airplanes go here. Outbound airplanes can hold short at the next taxiway, then back taxi. That makes sense, I suppose. Assuming whatever airplane you have can stop in that distance. Looking at it, it's a smaller airport, so I'd imagine most airplanes would be able to. The runway is surprisingly long. It's just not wide, which makes me think it's... I guess, what am I trying to say? It makes me think that that's why the runway is that long, is to have that kind of inbound, outbound traffic flow. I could be completely and totally wrong. I've never been to this airport. Would love to, one day, venture over to it after spending time down on the beach at Princess Juliana's apron down there. That's every Av fan's dream. Is to, maybe not necessarily fence ride. Might be a little bit barbaric for some of us, but to at least, you know, see some of the airplanes that come in over the beach. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, prop RPM came in a little bit hard there. Could we advance the throttles a little bit hard? Nonetheless, let's get a little bit of left aileron to keep us nice and level with that crosswind we got. Airspeed is alive. Gentle rotation. And the Twin Otter once again takes to the skies. This time outbound for St. Bart's. Let's see if we can cut under this mountain here. Maybe we'll get ourselves into trouble. One of the two is going to happen. Yeah. Flip this tree here. So I do want to do a quick overfly of Princess Juliana while we're here. So we'll keep this power level in, just to get clear of the terrain here. Some nice TV antenna radio towers up there. Hello. Here we go. Sample Halo 246 tree trimming service. Free of charge. There it is. Where are you? There you are. So let's hop outside. And as we get a little bit closer to the airport, you'll be able to see, in addition to the airport scenery, there was some ground scenery added. So there's those TV towers that we saw along the way there. Those illuminate really nicely. Excuse me, at night. I believe this is all just generic flight sim generated stuff down below us right now. Do you like the water mesh? Boy, Flight Sim did really get that right. I know it's just a 2D texture, but they did really do a good job with it. I do give credit where credit's due for Flight Sim, but I'm equally as critical of it. Critical of pretty much every game I play, let's be honest here. No free cloud here. You can see they added the road bridge and the roundabout leading out to the threshold there. Get a look at the back side of the terminal, and then we'll do an overflight along the runway length. Seems like a nice place to be, especially considering parts of the U.S. got snow today. It's quite unfortunate for them. Current air temp in St. Martin. Do I have a thermometer? Yeah, it's in the ceiling. Ooh, just below 70, or just above 70. That sounds lovely. So these are looking like hand-built 3D custom scenery objects, these condominiums here. On the approach, you can see the stark difference between the generated and the photogrammetry buildings. But obviously there's your approach. So is it Maho Beach? Is that the name of the beach? Or am I just thinking of some Hawaiian beach that I saw in a documentary recently? It sounds kind of Hawaiian-ish. We'll do a low-speed flyby. Nothing in the terminals right now. Oh boy, my textures aren't loading. What's going on? This isn't my payware scenery. Maybe it is, I don't know. There you go, those are your people down below. I don't know what's going on with the airport itself. The runway looks atrocious. The taxiways look atrocious. Oh, I know why. I've got conflicting scenery in here, and it, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, well. Anyway, not a lot missed other than the nice people on the beach. We'll continue outbound here to St. Bart's. Pass all these alarmingly close to shore cruise ships. All 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. That's a lot of cruise ships for one congested area, but I suppose St. Martin, maybe you'll see something like that. Anyway, I will catch back up with you guys once we're a little bit closer to St. Bart's. I'm going to struggle to visually 5 cruise ships. Is that a 6th one in the back? 6 cruise ships. 7 cruise ships. Okay, I'm going to stop counting cruise ships. I'm going to struggle to find that initial approach for St. Bart's, and flying it might be even a little bit more difficult, but we'll see. I'll check back in with you guys once we're a little bit closer to St. Bart's. Alright, and here we are rolling back up on the island where St. Bart's exists. I'm going to dial down to 2,500 feet per... or 2,500 feet per minute, if only. 2,500 feet for our set altitude at a 1,000 foot per minute descent rate. Landing lights can come back on. I'll throw on the taxi light 2. See that magenta line right out there leading us to Foxtrot Golf, which is going to be St. Bart's. I'm going to do my best to... sing. Oh, there it is, actually. Never mind. So let's go ditch the autopilot. Come all the way back on the power since we are pretty high right now. Let's see if we can't stretch the Twin Otter's legs a little bit. But yeah, we're perfectly in line right now. Boy, that looks rough down there. Does it look as bad for you? Yeah, it looks pretty bad for you guys too. Alright, let's start throwing in some flaps here, so I'm going to get almost leveled off. We are going to do the full 40 degrees this time. Wait for those to come in. Start dropping the nose a little bit. Hoping we're gonna come. I'm gonna try to keep right on the top of that VFV arc until we're at a more appropriate altitude, and then once we are, I'm gonna try to maintain right above our VSO until we oh, look at the black palm trees. Until we cross that street right there and then take that super deep dive down to the threshold of runway 10. I'm all over it, bro. Alright, start adding power. A little bit less. Cut. I think we clipped the fence. We definitely clipped the fence. Come on, Twin Otter. Get down. Get down. There we go. Not by any stretch of the imagination a smooth landing. But we're intact. So that's a net positive. Let's clean up the airplane. Landing lights can come off. I think I have them off. Oh, that's the wrong switch. Landing lights will come off. I think we can even turn around right here. Twin Otter's probably nimble enough. Oh, more than enough room. More than enough room. Yeah, we definitely clipped that little wood fence coming in. Say another 5 to 10 feet and we would have been fine, but it's a simulator. And we'll take taxiway Charlie here, come past this Delphine and this Bell. Is that a 206? Nope, it's the Sobos 407. A little bit of power to get over this berm here. I really like stuff like that on airports, the little terrain vector changes, because, I mean, airports aren't perfectly flat, and it's really about time we stopped treating them like they were, so. Okay, I think that guy is going to be our marshaller. Guy there, next to the GPU. So we're going to look around here for park stand number 1. Or does he want us in 2? So we're gonna go for 1. I don't know what that GPU is doing. It's the same GPU I think that was there when we started. This guy's gonna die because he's not paying attention to what he's doing. There we go. He's been turned into the pink mist. All right, park brake set. Let's shut off the yaw dampener. Shut that ram air door. Turn off that fan. Transponder can go to off, actually. I was going to say standby, but off is fine. We will shut off our no smoking and fasten seatbelt sign. The strobe lights can come off. We'll leave the bleed air and all that stuff on for now. Check we're cleaned up for the airplane. Flaps are up. I think that is about it. So we'll go ahead and bring our props to feather 1 and 2 and cut the fuel. We'll disarm the emergency lights. Nav and beacon can come off. Are those? Okay, well, whatever. Leads off. Generators off, 1 and 2. We'll shut off all of this extra lighting that we still don't really need. And master can go off. And that, the addition of our gust hawk, is going to do it for this video, you guys. Thank you very much for joining me for this little island hopper flight in the Twin Otter airplane that I definitely like, in a location that I like flying around, so. Hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. But that is going to do it, like I said, for this video. I will catch you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, take it easy.